Yo, what is up, everyone? Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, if you can recall my FanFiction Friday thing, I know I posted a video 3 weeks ago and stated that I was going to do my best, at least, to have a video uploaded every Friday. But I have Street Fighter videos, so I hope that has sufficed in my case of keeping up with uploads. But in this video, nonetheless, I will be talking about one of the first characters I created and the leader of my team, Team Vexus, in RWBY. Vivian Knight. Now, what I think I'm about to go ahead and do, I'm about to just give off some background information about her, list out her weapons, what she can possibly bring to the table, and her relevance in the RWBY series to, once again, stay in for a season or two. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let us begin. Vivian Knight. So, she is the upcoming heir for the Knights Foundation. Now, the Knights Foundation is one of the 3 respected and well-known organizations throughout the world of Remnant, whose power rivals that of the government. The Foundation is non-governmental. This is one of the reasons people fear the most. In addition, it is well known for its standards, and the Knights they happen to produce are of high quality, and with all of this, Vivian is no exception and must prove that she is capable both mentally and physically, that she can handle the family business that, I guess you could say has turned into an empire of some sort. Now, going into visual designs, now this is just going to be Google images, just until I can make up a drawing to display for all you people. Vivian has blue, wavy, and curly hair, as well as blue eyes. Now, the reason for this immediately is because I think it's best to depict the image of water in some sort, and that's a connection to her semblance, as well as her name. She wears a blue blazer with her symbol on the left side of the jacket. Most likely I'm going to have it black outlining. It could be white or it could just be solid blue like the picture you see here. And also, she wears a, I don't know the name of this, but a Karen necktie from Street Fighter 5. I don't know really what it is, but it's that thing. A matching blue silk undershirt that drapes over and ends at her knees. Now, this is going from the back of her legs, as well as she does have an indent triangular thing going down in front of her. Don't worry, when I draw this out, it'll make sense. But just think of Chun-Li, I guess. Black leggings and blue boots that are almost knee-high. That is pretty much her visual design. Now, as for the weapon, she wields a spear that transforms into a rifle, but the spear, the weapon itself, is called Limitless Blue, and when drawn, the sheath transforms into an arm guard for her wielding hand. Now, her past that plays into the present that hopefully can not alter the future, but play a nice role in the future, is that she is from Atlas and has known our girl Weiss all her life. Now, this is the story I've came up with her. So far, it's subject to change, especially with Volume 4 coming out, but let us go. As kids, Vivian and Weiss would play with each other a lot. For you see, their families were very, very close and pleased that their future generation would possibly keep with this relationship, both business-wise and family-wise. One day, however, Weiss saw Vivian as a disturbance and questioned how she could act the way they've been acting when there was so much to do. And on that note, Weiss disregarded Vivian and can only recall bad things about her ever since. The truth of this matter was, in fact, that Weiss has now been exposed to all the responsibilities that her family expects her to uphold and believe that she must sacrifice her free time to get better, despite sparring with Vivian once they got older every day. She considered this also to be fun and must take her training seriously, so she eliminated it. The truth of the matter was that Vivian was also exposed of this expectation from her family, and she already knew of her responsibilities, but decided to face them on as priorities because she wished to get them out of the way so she could get to see Weiss as soon as possible, because she felt as if she was the sister she never had. This bond was not one-sided, however. Weiss had truly grown fond of Vivian, but because she was so unsure of what she wanted or could do with her upcoming responsibility, that she became very closed and ignored Vivian altogether. Now, let's fast forward to the present, like at the end of Volume 3, where Weiss is forced, or not, to come back to Atlas with her father. Spoiler alert, but I'm pretty sure we're all caught up. it doesn't take, well, so she returns to Atlas, where the only people who know of her little stunt of running away are her family and Vivian's family. It doesn't take too long before Weiss begins walking around to catch memories of her past, and it is then when she begins thinking of Team RWBY, and that's when she starts regretting returning to Atlas. She begins walking again to a place where she vaguely remembers. The memories are surfacing, but not completely. To her, they seem important, and vexed, she stands idle to think it through. Much later, Vivian arrives from the side, finishing one of Weiss's in-depth thought conversations. Now, Weiss, only believing ill thoughts of Vivian, doesn't seem too happy to see her. They begin to talk. Small things at first, the casual conversations, then into Weiss's little runaway event. Now, Weiss, expecting everyone at Atlas to frown upon her decision, felt discomfort. However, to her surprise, Vivian only supported her decision. Once again, Vivian goes in depth, stating how they used to play a lot with each other, and once they got older, sparred with one another to test their progress in training. Weiss begins reminiscing in the past and able to finally recall all those memories. But Weiss begins to weep. For she felt terrible in how, for as long as she did, poorly she thought of Vivian. Now, I have some dialogue, very, very, very minor dialogue, but I'm not going to sit there and say it because I think my voice and I'll just have y'all read it. This is what I'm trying to go for. I hope y'all know what I'm trying to go for. Critique me, because I'm pretty sure I can make this work, but it's supposed to be very sentimental, so pause it if you can. And we're back. And with all of that, the mother's names, because the names Aquarius and Frost, I decided to give Weiss's mom a name and her father a name. I named the mother Frost. It seemed perfect. And even the father I named Zero, or we can do Hunger Games and call him Snow. Absol Zero, I have the names. It doesn't matter to me whatsoever. Try to keep it as relative to Snow as possible. I also have a story for Aquarius and Frost to sit there and, you know, explain their roles other than just them being mothers or how they became connected. But I will discuss that in a much, much later time. But yeah, so that's what I got now for Vivian, and I guess I'll talk about what to expect in the next video, which I'm hoping I will do this relatively soon. Well, let's see, how do I start this off? Well, okay, now we'll move on to a character who I've had a fun time figuring out how the heck to make her relevant. Not only that, but I wanted to make her a really good anti-Yang character. You see, she's more of a kicker than a puncher, though she likes doing that too, so can't really call her a Mercury. But I never had a solid reason why she's in here other than being in Team Vex's. In addition, I really wanted her to speak a different language, like preferably Latin, but in the world of Remnant, I'm not sure how well that would play out. Maybe some other language than English, just so the viewers know there's more than just one language in that world. But who knows, maybe there is just one. There could only be one. I'm sorry. I got too excited there. Well, I think that's basically it, what I have for Vivian. Please critique me. I have a lot that I want to kind of work on. As a team, as a whole, I've gone through a lot of character design, story-wise, and all that stuff. And I already know I'm probably going to have to adjust this within the next 4 months, whenever RWBY actually comes out. But in the next video, please, guys and girls, expect our next and upcoming character, Esperanza Storm. Alright, catch you laters, and keep it stylish.